What if you could hold the power of a god? What's up guys, Pop101 here. Today we get something special. Not only do we get to use the god level jutsu Planetary Devastation, but we get to use multi-planetary devastation. So why don't we get started? I've been working my absolute hardest to upgrade Trials of the Shinobi to unimaginable lengths. In the previous video, you guys saw how I created Ishiki's disruption cubes. Those have been updated, but I'm going to be showing you that in another video sometime in the future. For now, obviously, we have our chakra rods that we get to use and spawn as many as we want. But today, you guys are here for this. So all we need to do is pull the trigger, and just like the Kirin and the disruption cubes, if we use our right hand and throw it up, we summon the black orb that Nagato shoots out. Our Planetary Devastation rock forms up like that, and then on collision, for the moment, just a little test, it explodes like this. I don't know if I plan on having all the rocks explode into different parts, if I'm going to make the explosion bigger or change it up, but for now, that is what we have. And there are a ton of different features we get to customize with it, which I'm going to be going over all of them in just a minute. I also want to explain to you, with the right hand we throw it up, we get Planetary Devastation. The left hand we throw it up, we get the disruption cubes. So it's customizable and you can do both. I figured that would be a fun way to include them both in this mod. So, without further ado, we have our ultimate activation speed. This just means how fast we need to throw up our hand while holding the trigger in order to activate either of the two abilities. The cooldown is how long we need to wait in order to use the ability again. And then we have the Planetary Devastation timer, which is how quickly it forms. So if you really wanted to, let's set this to 1 second right here. Make sure that our Renegon is selected, and literally 1 second, we have Planetary Devastation. Boom. Very cool. But in case that's too quick for you, and the normal one, maybe it's not long enough, what we can do is increase the timer. And watch this. If we do it again, look at how slow that orb goes up. And we have all of these rocks slowly coming up. But again, that's a bit too slow for me, so let's decrease this. And notice, as I do that, it actually speeds up the timer internally. So it's just a fun little thing, and of course it explodes. Now, along with that, we have the Planetary Devastation size, the amount of them, the range, and those are the main things that we're going to be going over. So in our case, if you wanted to form a tiny Planetary Devastation, and let's make these form just a little bit quicker. All we need to do, go up like that. Look at this. Look at how cute this little guy is. Oh yeah. Oh, it's puny. Yet the explosion is still very, very nice. Or, for those of you that really want to feel like pain and destroy the entire world, here is one for you. I'm going to set this to, let's do 4 times the size. And, oh my gosh. Absolutely humongous. And then, boom. And wherever it collides, it'll make the explosion. But for now, let's keep it at our default 1.5. And now this is where the magic happens. I really wanted to make so you can spawn as many as you could possibly want. So let's say we spawn in 2 of these bad boys. Well, the range at which they spawn, so around us, where our player is right here. So the higher this number is, the farther out they can possibly spawn. But for now, why don't we just do 2 before I increase the number. So we have 2 Planetary Devastation meteors right next to each other. How cool is that? Alright, but for those of you like me that really want to feel overpowered, and just like how Sasuke trapped all of the tailed beasts, why don't we do 10 for now? I think that's a good number. Alright, let's do this while we're floating right here, and Oh my gosh. How cool. Oh, and they're exploding on each other. Come on. You guys need to admit, that's actually pretty incredible. And I'm very, very happy with how this has turned out so far. If any of you guys have comments on how I can improve this, let me know in the comments section below. But at least for now, what we can do is increase the size of this. And why don't we actually go to a different map that's a bit larger? So let's do this. And go through Sasuke's portal. Alright, we are now in the canyon. So let's try this out. Just gonna fly up to a nice point. I think this is probably a good spot right about here. Okay, yeah, because we can see absolutely everything. And now that our range is higher, why don't we spawn 20 of them? Ready for this? Let's go. Oh gosh, that is a ton. What the? Oh my. Everywhere you look. Holy cow. It just isn't even fair. But I gotta say, I'm very, very happy with how this has turned out so far. But I believe those are the majority of things we need to cover. At this very moment, you can change the amount of knockback it has because it's joined up with the force and the radius of the disruption cube. I will change that, but at least for now, that is everything that we get to change. And just one final thing. Why don't we set this camera up and go spawn in one of them. So you guys can see me, right? Alright, if you guys are ready for this, we've now selected the Renegon, so let's go back so you can truly see the power of the multi-planetary devastation. And one final thing I want to mention is if you go over to the range right here, and you set this all the way down to 1, your planetary devastation will spawn right up in front of you, no longer to the sides. Now, if I do it, you will always be able to tell exactly where it goes, because it spawns 30 feet up. And all of you just keep in mind, it is available in the description below on Virtual Reality Gaming, so definitely make sure to check it out if this is something you want. But that is it, so if you guys like this video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It helps out the channel a ton. Thanks for watching.